Good afternoon, members of the board. Sorry for being disorganized again. Hopefully next 2 weeks will be better, more efficient. There's 2 items for you in this general meeting section. Tab 4 should have a request from Caroline Hecker or her associate, Drew Tilden, to have an extension. This one was extended by you last in January 2025. Oh no, February 4th, 2025. So they asked for one more extension. You can read the full rationale here, but it's pretty unobjectionable. And I guess it'd be the second extension request. It wouldn't be necessary under the code now. We do 2 years by right. But this is before that, so this is like the second 1-year extension. So we need a vote, or we can deliberate.
I am in favor of another 1-year extension, so I'm a yes to the extension request.
I'm yes.
I'm a yes.
Yes.
Also yes.
Great, and then the other one, is there a Mr. either Jeremy Clancy or Troy Smith here? Okay, so we might have, this one we went back and forth. This is in the pre-meeting docket. This is case BMZA PL-25-095, 6020 Eastern Parkway. The staff and us, we were going back and forth. They should be in the front of your binders. This was a case that we think doesn't need a variance relief at all, so we wanted to either get it in front of you to formally decide or say it's approved. The issue is the setbacks at the time of filing were, they would have needed a setback for the garage. However, this is now on page tab 3, this docket memo, which I didn't send to you in time. I apologize for that as well. The setbacks for this one have a 5-foot minimum requirement, so the setbacks in this proposed garage comply with the setbacks currently. And so, and I think it was even after filing, so we don't think this should be in front of you, but we wanted to formally, I guess, have you opine in here and say, on the record, yes, we think this is approvable or doesn't need variance relief.
Just reviewing, the application materials and the notes here, I do believe that there is no longer a need for a variance, that the project is now by right. And so, do we need to take a vote on it?
I guess maybe to just in the abundance of caution in case there's some issues, so I guess if you voted to formally all agree that this is approvable, either without any variances.
He could also pull can he just not pull the application? Is the zoning administrator causing us
as
trouble?
staff were going back and forth on different options, and we didn't have a chance to talk to the zoning administrator staff, so we just decided we should keep it on the docket and have you hear it and say, if you all agree with the staff's review that there's no variance needed, then I guess that would be the group's determination on the record that the one line.
I'm inclined to agree that the staff is correct by saying that this project does not require a zoning variance. And so, just want to make it clear, we're not voting on the variance itself, but rather sort of conceding the point or acknowledging the point that none is needed.
Under those circumstances, I can vote yes.
Yes.
I can also be a yes.
Great. With those are the 2 general meeting issues out of the way, we can move to the official 1 p.m. docket. Good afternoon, people watching online and people in the audience. Welcome to the January 6th, 2026, 1 p.m. docket for the Board of Municipal and Zoning Appeals. My name is Justin Williams, and I'm the acting director of the BMZA. The board members here this afternoon are David Marcosi, Liz Cornish, the chair, Leland Shelton, Victor Clark, and Ryan Hargrave. We ask that everyone please turn off your cell phones If you need to speak privately with another person, please do that in the lobby or hallway. The reason that this is being recorded by a court reporter who's sitting there in the blue shirt, and it's also being recorded for people watching online. So any conversations you have might get picked up on microphones in the ceiling. When your case is being called, we ask you come up. The applicant will speak first. We ask that you introduce yourself, give your name, spell your name for the court reporter, and take an oath before giving testimony. Again, I said at the beginning, but if you haven't already, please sign in on the sign-in sheet if you intend to speak on any topic. Everyone planning to speak, including attorneys, applicants, those in favor or opposed, must sign in. The board will probably vote in your appeals today, but that vote is not final. By law, we, as the zoning board staff, must prepare a written document called a resolution, which requires drafting and review. This process takes several weeks. We will send it to you by email, and if you're the appellant, you'll be able to access it through the Acela system. And I said before, I'll repeat it again, there are two postponements for today's docket. The case 25-145, 801 West Cross Street. The appellant's Marisol Benitez. This case has been postponed. Second case that is being postponed is 25-165. This is 38 East Cross Street. The appellant is Jeff Hunter. That case has also been postponed. And with that, Mr. Chair, I think we're ready to proceed.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming out today for this meeting of the Baltimore City Board of Municipal Zoning and Appeals. Would like to reiterate that when I call your name, please come up. Make sure that your microphone is on. They're all on right now, so no need to press any buttons. I believe that we have an interpreter here today. So we're going to call that case first.
Yes, is interpreter? That'd be too easy.
Well,
Maybe we won't call the case first.
Maybe we won't call
I'm
that
sorry.
case first
I should have next.
did they step out? Did somebody step outside? Ma'am, to your point, like the city did pay for an interpreter to be here today, and so we definitely want to make sure that if that is your preference and that's how you feel most comfortable, that you do have that right and that ability to have one right to help you today. But we'll move on to the next case first. Now calling appeal number 25046, 4902 Litchfield Avenue. The appellant is Sonia Bynum. The proposal is to use the portion of the premises, the basement and the first floor, as a personal services neighborhood commercial establishment. First, we'll hear from planning and staff. You may be seated, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Justin Walker, DOP, here on appeal 2546 for 4902 Litchfield Avenue. The request is for a conditional use for a neighborhood commercial establishment that will contain a restaurant and a personal service establishment in the building. The building does have an authorized history of non-residential use, which meets the code requirement for NC designation. The applicant has also worked pretty extensively with planning to iron out the exact use and also on their community outreach, so we thank them for that. And planning recommends approval of the appeal.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I will ask first that you please stand and be sworn. Also, is there anybody today here in opposition? Okay.
Raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you state and spell your name?
Sonia Bynum, SONYA BYNUM.
Have a seat. You can have a seat, ma'am. Please tell us what brings you here today.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. As stated previously, my name is Sonia Bynum. I'm the owner and occupant for 4902 Litchfield Avenue. And the request before the board is to continue the neighborhood service, using the property, maintaining food service on the first floor, and introducing a small-scale personal service establishment in the basement. And it's important that I clarify that the historical use of the building has been to have a deli and prepare for the community. And I just want to modernize it and give it an upstanding scale so that the community feels that they are getting what they need out of the community. In addition to that, I would like to add the personal services so that the individuals in the community can learn to love themselves inside of the community and not have to go outside of the community. That's what brings me here today.
Okay, so Jess, I want to clarify what we have to decide. We are only concerned with the basement and first level, the personal services establishment. Restaurant use is not before us today, correct?
The application, no, I apologize. Close the posting. The application requested the extension, continuing the existing use, extend commercial use to the basement as a neighborhood commercial establishment to allow office and retail space and personal services establishment. So I guess it would be, and there's no parking variance needed, so it'd be conditional use approval of the proposed use. And so I guess the board would want clarity on what exactly is a
Okay.
neighborhood commercial establishment proposed use.
So tell me about what's there today.
Currently, there is a first floor that is built out that was used as a deli and a commercial grocery store.
Okay.
And currently, that part is still there. There's been a permit put in place already for the back entrance that's been opened. The permit allows an egress to be able to go in and out of the back door. So that part has been done. So currently, it's just a building that's been sitting there that the community needs some love with, though.
Okay. And so personal establishment would be barber, beauty shop use. Have you considered any other uses for the personal services establishment?
There's also a masseuse that's
Okay.
gonna be down there as well, and a boutique that will have the individual needs when they get their personal services done, their hair and things of that nature. The retail.
Okay. And that will all be under a single use permit and that will all be basement and first floor.
In the basement,
In the basement. And the first floor will be a restaurant
a restaurant.
in the future.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant?
I'm just questioning her schematic and the layout of the basement floor. You label everything bath. Bath one, bath two, bath one, bath two. But the services are barbering, and what else?
Does it say bath?
What's that?
It should say, booth. Maybe it printed wrong.
Oh, okay.
But it still be booths?
There are 3 baths and then 5 booths, yes, and then an open area,
But
yes.
we want to be specific about what occurs in the personal services area.
I do have an updated copy of the one that was uploaded is incorrect for,
Couldn't be in the file.
Yeah, I guess you give copies, if you have enough copies for the board members.
I have 4 copies.
Well, I guess one question, is what you have different than we have? Because it also says booth 1, booth 2, 3, 4, and 5,
Yes,
and then also bath 1, bath 2, bath 3.
that's exactly right, that's the correct drawing.
So
The
can you, I think,
booths-
to Mr. Clark's purpose, can you explain what's happening in the bath 1, bath 2, and bath 3 spaces?
The bath, those are baths for use for the individuals that are down there because of being a client services for personal services.
There you go.
Is that what it is?
That's the proposal.
So individual sort of unisex style bathrooms available to clients. People who come for this.
The reason that there are 3 bathrooms is there one individual for male and
Gotcha.
female and one for the individual clients that are there.
Okay. Any other questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay. After hearing from the applicant today, reviewing the materials in the application, I have not found any reason to believe that the establishment of a personal services establishment or a restaurant at this location would lead to negative consequences that would go above and beyond what we would establish, what we would expect of these sort of uses anywhere else in the zoning district. And for that reason, I am a yes for the conditional use.
Also a yes.
Also, yes.
I vote yes.
And I'm a yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you very much for your time. Do you want me to leave these packets?
You can
here?
bring, the staff.
Okay, thank you.
Do we know if we have that interpreter yet?
I do not know, and I
Not yet.
not heard back from my staff.
Okay. So we'll stay on the neighborhood commercial
Yes.
cases. So now calling appeal 25103, 901B Harlem Avenue. Adib Al-Mansouri is the appellant. The proposal is to have a restaurant neighborhood commercial establishment in the rear of the building. First, we will hear from planning and staff. Thank you.
So 901 Harlem Avenue, this is again a conditional use request for a neighborhood commercial establishment for a restaurant use. The only thing that planning wants to ensure the applicant understands, this application initially came in for a carryout establishment, which is not permitted under the NCE designation. It was updated to reflect a restaurant, which is permitted. The differences are just that restaurants, they can offer carryout service, but there also has to be a seated dining component of the use. And with that, planning recommends approval of the appeal.
Thank you. If you plan to speak, we do ask that you stand and be sworn. And before you speak, please state and spell your name. Yeah.
My name is Adib.
One sec.
Yes.
Okay. Can you swear? Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And are you Mr. Al-Mansouri?
Yes.
Okay, and if you're...
It's Antor.
If he speaks, we can get his name and spelling at that point.
He doesn't speak very well, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. If
Yes.
he's not gonna speak, we don't have to get his name right.
خلاص. Yes.
You may be seated. Please tell us what brings you here today.
Okay. You want to spell my name? Oh, you don't have to.
I have it.
Oh, you have it. Okay. Again, and when I try use it for restaurant, I do apply for carryout before, but because they tell me that it's not allowed because no parking, no anything. This place is closed like almost like 3 years before I rent it. When I rent it, I try to do like carryout. They tell me no, and I change to restaurant, National Urban Restaurant because it's too far. You know, the area Harlem Avenue is connected to Pennsylvania. It's too far when you don't get any places food is there.
So a couple questions. Do you understand the difference between a carryout restaurant
Yes.
and what is approvable?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay. So got to make sure you have a table, some chairs, something to allow people who would like to dine in to have the ability to dine in.
Yes.
Another thing, although signage isn't before us today, I did want to make a note of your application packet. There's a drawing of a sign that appears to extend above the roof line of a building, which is not approved, which is illegal in the city. So if your application is approved, I would, ask that you take a look at Title 17 of the city code and the rules and requirements for signage, just to make sure that whatever signage you do put there is in compliance with the city code.
Sure.
Any other questions for the applicant? Signage is really before us, so I don't think we need to make a note of it. I just want to make sure he knew. Yeah.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Can you tell us about your security plan for the establishment?
Camera system. I do with Northeast with Mega Briston. I talk about already for security system. Also, I work in a community. That's why on about camera system and lights is outside. The mechanism is not mechanism. Every area is not dark. They have to be like for security system.
Okay.
And also, I got, like what I do for other places, I take for book sign from police officer for privilege.
If there are no other questions, after hearing your testimony today, reviewing your application, I have found no reason to believe that any negative consequences of establishing a restaurant use here at this location would lead to negative consequences that would go above and beyond what we should expect of a restaurant in any part of the community. And so for that reason, I am a yes for the conditional use.
Also yes.
I vote yes.
I vote yes.
And I'm a yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. And Happy New Year to everyone.
Yes, if you have anything you would like to present, you can bring to Justin here.
So you get a written decision.
Just the interpreters.
Yeah. Okay. Now calling Appeal 25-126, 1238 Eating Street. The appellant is Julieta De La Villa. The proposal is to construct a 6-foot privacy fence in the corner side yard after the fact. So the fence has already been built. Just want to make that note. First, ma'am, I want to ask that you stand and be sworn. If there is an interpreter for you today, please also come stand and be sworn.
So I have to do two separate.
Okay.
I'll do the interpreter first. Are you gonna be passing the oath on to your client as well?
Yes.
Okay, so when I go to administer the oath for her, I'll just speak slowly so that you can go back and forth. But for you as first.
Your problem
can you raise your
is
hand?
that my
Do you swear and affirm
you
the
do.
telling perjury that
They
you
do.
will translate to the best of your ability, true statements of the applicant? Yeah,
Yes.
okay, thank you. So now the oath for her. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
I'm speaking English, but I'm first time in here because I don't know with the lawyer everything. I think it's more difficult that way. I want to interpret, but I know.
Okay. We can start over. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury
Yes,
that the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes,
Thank you. And you are Miss De La Villa?
yes, Julieta de la Villa.
Okay, thank you. Can you state your name and spell it?
My name is Stacy Lazo. It's actually spelled Stessy. Last name Laz.
Thank you. Mr. Chair?
Thank you.
What's the matter?
First, we'll hear from planning and, next we'll hear from planning and staff.
Do you have a?
There's nothing for planning.
Nothing from planning, okay. So,
I guess it's
ma'am,
from staff that this, as noted in your board memo, docket memo, the fence is already existing, but otherwise seeking a variance relief. I'm trying to get the screens to work to show the plan, but you show the plans,
yeah,
the hard copies, and then in SharePoint.
okay. All right, so let's get this thing started. What happened, ma'am? So there was a fence built, but you didn't get a permit to build it?
No, before it has the just, but I throw away that one because it's too small. And then the 3 times they stole many things from my house. You know, water heater, everything. And then when I go to the courts, and then in the courts they told me why you not put the 6 feet fence, security fence, because it's not safe area. And then I tried to do this one, put after 3 times installed, I put this one to be safe right now, but it's not, need to do many things more there, you know, in the fence. But it's, what's the material? It's PVC material, and then that's why I put PVC because it's more easier to put that one. For now, because I have AC machine outside, and then I'm scared, you know. And then that's the problem. That's why I want the 6 feet fence.
Okay. In Baltimore City, you can build a 3.5-foot fence by right. However, in the corner side yard, 6-foot fence is not a permitted encroachment. And so you either have to have a 20-foot corner side yard, or you have to seek a variance from us, from the city, the zoning board, establishing that there is some unique or peculiar aspect pertaining to your property, and why that unique, I'm sorry,
I just want to make sure she understands.
yes.
¿Está entendiendo lo que él está diciendo?
Sí, 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 que no es permitido que en Baltimore City, entonces como está en la esquina, entonces ahí solo 3 feet and a half puede ser.
Sí.
Pero en este caso, esta calle es only one way. El main street es Eating Street. Y then al otro lado es medio oscuro, ¿no? Entonces, mi casa nomás es el que tiene, only my house has the big fence.
Okay. So she's saying that her street, it's a one-way
Mhm.
street, and I'm assuming that she's talking about the alley, hablando del
Yeah.
alley that is darker, it isn't much light there. And her house, it's currently the only one with a tall fence.
No, big fence. No, tiene bastante fence. No tall fence. Claro, sí.
Porque para ellos es fuera de lo común, porque está en la esquina. Y dice que una casa debería de ser de 20 pies de ancho para que pueda como ser una circunstancia especial.
Where she signed it,
¿Entendió eso?
she was signing in the, I'm looking for a copy of it.
I was just explaining about the 20 feet that you mentioned it had to have
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it to be considered.
Yeah, so you have to have a 20-foot corner side yard. So because of the construction of the fence, there's no longer 20 feet of side yard according to the city. So what I was saying is, in order to get a variance, you have to sort of establish that there are some unique characteristics about your property that other properties in your neighborhood or on your block may not share. And you have to share why those unique characteristics that are associated with your property cause you to not be able to follow the zoning code. While the zoning code, while following the letter of the zoning code would be impractical for you or cause you an undue hardship because of the physical conditions of your property. So tell us a little bit more about what makes your property unique and different compared to your neighbors.
¿Le entendí? Que le indique la razón de diferencia a sus vecinos de por qué prácticamente debe ser permitido.
Because in the corner is only land.
Uh-huh.
Nobody lives there. And then next to the land, it's one house nobody lives to.
Uh-huh.
But it has cameras. But in cross street, in my house, in the back, back to the fence, that house is baking house too.
Uh-huh.
It is nobody's live there. And then I have to put security there in my house because sometimes the installer people, they coming from the backside. That's the problem. That's why until I put this fence, now I don't have problem.
Okay.
Because it's everything. I have AC machines, everything. I need this permit because building permits, they don't want to do the final inspection because I have this problem right now. Mm-hmm. Because it's a long time I have this house. I have big headache every time they install my stuff.
Okay. Okay, understood. Any other questions?
And ma'am, just to reiterate from your earlier testimony, the reason that you need the 6-foot fence is because you've had some issues with theft.
Para recapar lo que dijo anterior, quieren confirmar que su testimonio anteriormente era de que usted necesita esa fence porque ha sido por cuestión de robo.
Sí.
Yes.
3 times.
3 times.
I have a police report. Even I sent when I do application here, I have the police report. And then every time I was report, when I go, most of the time the judges, he told me, you don't need to come to the court. And then I say, okay, 2 times they do this one, and then nobody do nothing. It's still these people doing that. And then the third time, I went. I said, I want to be in the court. I want to see what you're doing with these people. We need respect in this area. And then the first time in the court, they let go. And then he went to steal in other houses again. And then when I go the second time, still he was not in the court because he doesn't have money to come to the court. Finally, in the third time, the judges, he told me the second time, it's not necessary you come, but I want to come. I want to know. And then when I go the third time, they put in yet.
What was the last thing you said they put in?
In the prison,
In la cárcel?
in la cárcel.
He was put in jail.
Okay,
till
Yeah,
third
the
time.
judges. yeah.
okay.
Any other questions?
I don't have any questions, but I'm just wondering if we found any kind of peculiarity with this
I was thinking about the orientation a lot. How so much of the property actually fronts. What street is that?
Land bills.
Landvale.
Yeah.
Which is sort of unique for other properties on Eating Street. It seems. And let's check some of our notes.
One more thing, please. The West Lam Valley, it's in the corner house too, nobody lives. In the other house, in all Lam Valley, nobody lives.
Unfortunately,
only my house
vacancy
is in the
isn't a
vacant
unique
houses.
unique condition in Baltimore City. So I understand you, and that condition leads to probably vagrancy and people walking around, meandering through your neighborhood who might be thieves and might sort of impede on your lack of on your privacy. However, it's kind of hard to cite vacancy and blight as a unique or peculiar condition, unfortunately, in a city like ours. But I think just the lot orientation itself, the
Dice que lo que las casas están vacías no es como una particular o una circunstancia especial con la ciudad de Boston. En pocas palabras es algo común.
Yeah, sí.
Entonces por eso es que ellos no miran que eso sería como algo para hacer su circunstancia especial, pero sí aceptan de que puede ser un área más propensa de que anden personas como vagando porque las casas no están sido dueñadas ni ocupadas. Se entiende su postura de que puede ser que hay vagos en el área, pero no es una razón de decir que es algo fuera de lo común.
Ya, yo sé, pero para seguridad, para asegurar mi propiedad, para asegurar mis cosas, ¿cómo debo hacer? Entonces, por eso yo le pregunté al juez, por ejemplo, qué debo hacer. Entonces, tienes que ir a aplicar a la appeal y a ver qué te dicen. Yo creo que es ellos lo van a decidir, me dijo. Entonces, yo no puedo, no sé si en este caso la casa en realidad está terminado, está nueva. It's everything finished. But solo que yo no lo puedo dejar la casa ahí, ni puedo vivir tampoco en esa casa, porque no hay seguridad por el fence, porque el otro fence que había, entonces se entraban allá adentro.
So she understands your point of view. Her main concern, of course, is safety. Even with the other fence that there was there prior, it wasn't much of protection for the actual home, and that's her concern.
understood.
Could I ask a question? How long have you owned the property?
Almost 4 years,
And have-
already finished.
And have you walked do you know the neighborhood, because you've been there many times, to this area?
I don't understand. What
Have you been to the area to see the home?
¿Usted ya ha estado en el área para ver la casa?
Cuando compré,
When she bought it?
And since that time, in the past 4 years, have you been to this neighborhood?
Y desde los 4 años que usted compró la casa, ¿ha salido como a caminar para inspeccionar el área?
Ya después de que lo compré.
Yes,
I do the
after
big
she
mistake
bought
because
it.
I'm living in Virginia. And then when I came here, and then I was surprised, you know. In Virginia is the houses, you know, more expensive houses. And then, okay, and my brother, he told me, because he bought the one house, and then, but you have to construction. It's okay, I will construction. I try to do the everything, I try to, for the community, you know, I try to show good the house because in the corner I have the church, and then they are very happy because everybody they parking in my area in the corner because it's a lot of parking in front of my house. And then they are very happy right now, the people, because you doing very nice the house, and then they are more secure.
So you've been to this area. Is it unusual to have your backyard facing a street? That would be the question. It seems like it is unusual. Do you agree, based on knowing the neighborhood, that this is not very common to have your backyard facing a street?
Yeah, nobody do that one. But in the cross street, you know, after the lands, you know, that one it has the fence. He put like that too. I think it's not really fence, but he covered it already because they go in the store that house too because the material, you know, the construction material, and then this guy he bring everything to my house, to my for one room, and then the police they come and then they say because he saw in cameras he bring to my house, and then the police they told me. He told me it's his stuff, and then please give it to back me.
Maybe we can help out here. Ms. Lazaro, can you please explain to her that what the board's trying to find is uniqueness to her property? What Mr. Williams is trying to explain is that would she agree that around the community, around her block, is there any other property that experiences such a long backyard that fronts a street anywhere else on this block of
'Cause
the community?
That might be
That'd be helpful.
what
We're trying
is
to find something.
unique.
We're trying to find something that's unique
about
about her
her
property,
house.
and we just want to make sure that she understands that and agrees with that.
Lo que ellos quieren decir es que si usted entiende que su propiedad es única o si ya ha ido alrededor, donde la propiedad suya tiene como que dar la cara hacia la calle.
Sí.
¿Ha visto alguna otra propiedad así?
Con fence, quiere decir.
Are you asking with the fence?
The
Forget the
property.
fence is there. Just
Olvídese
the
del fence.
Okay.
just the property
Solo
itself.
de que la yarda está dándole la cara como a la calle. ¿Ha visto alguna otra propiedad así?
Sí, en el frente.
Yes, in front of my house.
Okay. It appears on the picture on the screen
Aparece.
that the rear of your property, the backyard,
La yarda.
faces land values, faces land value, and your neighbors do not have that same problem. Whether they're on land value, on eating division, or on land value, most of the rear of their properties do not.
Dice que ellos no tienen ese monto de yarda como usted tiene.
Sí, el mío es grande.
Yes, my
Mine
yard
is
is big.
Yes, and because of that, a normal 3.5 foot, 4 foot fence will not grant you the same privacy benefits that it would for other neighbors who have a smaller yards that are more interior to the more in the interior of the block rather than on the corner.
Yeah. In the cross street, the other one, it has like almost like me, my fence.
Okay.
But you know, they added the construction back to that, you know. Every time everybody added.
Gotcha.
But I don't want to add it, you know.
Gotcha.
Because I want my
Yard.
yeah.
It's your yard, you want it.
That's why I don't want to add it, that one. Because the constructor people, he told me, why you not added more? Because you have a lot of land.
Okay. I think we could stop here.
Yeah.
I think we could stop here. And do you guys have any other questions?
I have one question.
Uh-huh.
Maybe two.
Turn your microphone on.
In which year did you purchase the property?
¿En qué año compró su propiedad?
4 years ago.
4 years ago, okay. And were the front steps on the side of the building when you purchased the property?
Que si el fence estaba ahí.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Were there steps here when you purchased the property?
No step,
No steps,
no
okay.
step, no steps.
Okay. So guys, I do believe that unique, peculiar, whatever word we're using today, that the rear of Eating Street, the rear of the property facing Landval Street, it seems like a significant portion of the property faces another street, which is just something that we don't typically see in many of the other neighboring properties here. So I think that's a unique or peculiar condition. It's not caused by the applicant, and it does make the city's 20-foot corner side yard requirement that only allows a 4-foot fence by right. As of this year, I think it's 4 feet now, by right. That does create an undue hardship, I think, for the applicant to be able to enjoy their property, their privacy, and the safety of their home compared to those of their neighbors. So I think I would be in favor of a variance. I'm going to walk through the steps later, but I just want to see if we're all on the same page about those unique features of the property.
I am, and I also want to point out sort of the intent of that code, especially where it gets applied a lot, is more in some of our more suburban neighborhoods where you're trying to provide line of sight around corners for traffic. Her yard doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And so if we make this, now that we have found peculiarity of her property, the fence does not cause harm.
Yes.
Because it won't impede visibility of traffic.
Okay. So let's run through it. Okay. After reviewing, I'm sorry. Well, I don't think we need it. After reviewing the application testimony from the applicant today, it's my belief that this is a property that has unique or peculiar features, particularly the rear or corner side yard, as the city, as the zoning code would have us call it, fronts Landval Street, and is a unique condition compared to that of their neighbors. Because of this unique condition, the city's 20 feet corner side yard requirement that does not allow for a 6-foot privacy fence without a variance does place an undue hardship upon the applicant to be able to use and enjoy her property compared to her neighbors. This practical difficulty is entirely caused by the code. It's not caused by the actions of the owner. This is how the property was oriented when it was built, or when she bought it, when she purchased it at least. And it's not the purpose of her variance request is not exclusively to or based on a desire to increase the value of the home. The variance will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity, or substantially diminish and impair property values in the neighborhood. I believe that a 6-foot privacy, there's no evidence of that any of your neighbors are opposed. There's none in the record. Nobody showed up here today to speak in opposition to this application. And I think that is in harmony with the purpose intent of the city code. The urban renewal, there's no urban renewal plan in place. It's in harmony with the city's comprehensive master plan, and it's not in I'm not sure if it's in a CHAP district, but I don't think I believe it's in the CHAP district. The variance will not be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, or welfare, as we discussed briefly. Just the purpose of this rule is to make sure that there's adequate visibility around corners, so that makes that motorists and pedestrians can maneuver around our streets safely. But this is not the case here. And so for all of those reasons, I would be a yes for approval of this variance.
I vote yes. Yes.
I'm a yes.
And I'm also yes.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Remember, do not do any building until you get a resolution from the city.
No, it's making me a lot of headaches. No, I don't want to put anything. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Um, okay. Now we are calling case number 25-129, 1500 Ridgely Street. Jeffrey Hargrave is the appellant. The proposal is to use the premises for industrial general, a woodwork shop with accessory office requiring conditional use and parking variance approval. I would like to note that we have a member who recused themselves from this case today, so the decision of the board will have to be unanimous for it to pass.
Just three of.
Just 3 or 4.
There'll be
Okay.
3 or 4.
Oh yeah, we got a full board now. Yeah. So first we will hear from planning and staff.
Sure.
And no, first we'll get you both sworn in, and then we will hear from planning and staff.
Sure. Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And your name is?
Graciela Hodgson.
Can you spell that?
Graciela, my last name, Hodgson.
Okay, thank you. And sir, your name?
Larry Rosenberg,
Can you spell Rosenberg?
Rosenberg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so case 250129 is a request for conditional use authorization for an office use in the I-2 zoning district. The code requires that offices in the I-2 are secondary to a primary industrial use. This is to protect industrial space from the overwhelming encroachment of office uses, but they are allowed when the site is still primarily industrial, which planning does understand will be the case here. So, and as mentioned, there was also an off-street parking variance, which is no longer relevant as parking minimums were removed citywide. So as it will remain secondary to an industrial use, planning recommends approval of the appeal.
Tell us about your application.
Oh, sorry, I also have some.
Oh yeah,
documents.
please bring your materials.
Pass them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll pass them around. Thank you. Up there.
So if I can start,
Yeah, how about you
Okay.
walk us through the project?
great, okay. Good afternoon. My name is Graciela Hudson. I'm a project architect with S. Godley Architects. I'm here today on behalf of Shamika Godley and our client, the owner and applicant, Jeff Hargrave. So our project is located at 1500 Ridgely Street. It's an interior renovation and adaptive reuse of a vacant 15,800 square foot warehouse in the I-2 zoning district. It will be the new home of Mr. Hargrave's business, Mahogany Incorporated, a Baltimore-based company specializing in commercial woodworking and construction services. We're proposing a change of use from warehouse to industrial general spaces and offices with no change to the building's size, shape, or reorganization of its structure. Today, we're requesting conditional use approval for offices and a variance to section 160401 of the zoning code, which may or may not be moot, the location of off-street parking. So 1500 Ridgely Street was built in 1920 and has previously served as a factory, processing facility, and a warehouse. Our proposal is consistent with the building's historic uses, the spirit of the district's renewal plan, and intention of the zoning code. 54% of the building's area will consist of the primary industrial use, which will be workshops for millwork. 29% will consist of offices to support the operation of the business and are secondary to the primary use. And the other 17% is circulation and spaces like restrooms. And Mahogany Incorporated employs 30 workers and intended to, and we could discuss this, intended to provide off-street parking in accordance with the zoning code. At the time of our application, the city council bill hadn't been adopted. So in our application, it reflects the old, the old requirements, which we were trying to meet by having off-site parking located nearby at the Spa Angels lot on Worcester Street. By leasing, having a lease for 8 spaces. And that may or may not be the case anymore. We thank you for your time and the consideration of our case, and respectfully request the approval for this variance and conditional use. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if you may, the question for the applicant was the office activities, was it going to be supporting the woodworking, or would it be completely separate? Because that was one, for the board's
Sure, I mean-
awareness, the question or issue I raised in the docket memo was, if it's accessory, then it really would be by right, but it wasn't clear at the time of the application if it was gonna be serving like the woodworking, like kind of like a shipping, kind of like the internal office operations of the business, which would be fine, is to clarify what's happening, I guess.
Sure, I'll let the
Yes.
client talk.
I'm Larry Rosenberg. I'm the Director of Pre-Construction and Business Development for Mahogany. And yes, to answer your question, these offices will be in support of the woodworking operation.
Okay, so the plans essentially were just mislabeled.
It's fine, or
Yeah.
it was maybe the thing.
Or it
changed.
was a language,
It's a language thing.
yeah, the language thing.
Yeah, it's hard to have a company where nobody can sit down and do paperwork and, and figure things out, right? I know the parking is an issue, but listen, we don't typically require people to knock down their properties to build parking spaces, so why not just make sure we have
We,
address it on the record?
Yeah.
we already, if I can address that, we've already entered into a memo of understanding with our neighbor to lease spaces. That lease is still being negotiated because we don't know exactly when we're gonna be occupying the building. But once we do, our intention, or our intent, is to lease those spaces. And that, we do have that MOU.
Okay.
And we've
with our-
uploaded the draft. We've uploaded the draft to
Okay.
the portal for your review.
Yes, so for the board's awareness, I mean, because this is still under the old code, there is a provision that allows for parking to be off-site if it's owned or there's a recorded covenant easement agreement, which isn't the case here. So technically, the request is to allow 0 parking spaces in lieu of the required 8. But you can know and take notice of the fact that they have an MOU and they'll be taking care of the parking on their own.
Okay.
But technically, for zoning purposes, it's a request to allow 0 spaces on their site.
Yes.
And so I'm not sure if you
Correct,
clarified
by
it, but-
providing them off-site. So
Right, so
it's
for
a
the
variance to the
board's
1406.
reference, it might help to explain why you can't do parking on site. What are the unique
Yeah,
features
yeah.
and issues?
Let's get that on record.
Sure. So why we can't? So I think right now, according to our calculations, we have to provide 7 standard spaces and 1 ADA. The building was built 100 years ago, so the lot is really irregular. So to provide enough space for a modern parking space and maneuvering distances is really difficult. And then the ability to extend the size of a lot would be a really long process. If you notice, I mean, part of the site plan that we uploaded, it shows that a portion of that rear yard is actually owned by the city, and that green parcel to the east of the building, I guess northeast of the building, also has city utilities. So it would just be a really long process, and even then, the results would be pretty limited, just because, again, we're boxed in by the neighbors' properties.
Okay,
However, we are able to fit some parking on site, right there.
okay. Any other questions? Okay, so I'll start with the conditional use. After hearing testimony today from the applicants, and reviewing their application and supporting materials, I do not believe that the establishment of a woodworking, general industrial use at this site, at this location, with offices accessory to that use, would create adverse effects that would go above and beyond what we should expect of having a general industrial use anywhere else within the zoning district. And for that reason, I am a yes for that conditional use.
Also a yes.
I'm a yes.
And on to the parking variance.
And I'm
Okay.
almost, I'm
Yes,
also a
yeah.
yes.
And on to the parking variance. The applicant has posited that this is a unique, or that exceptional circumstances exist, particularly with the lot is improved with an existing building that does not allow for 8 legal parking spaces without significant alterations to the building or the property, which would be impractical. This practical hardship or practical difficulty is completely a result of the zoning code and not due to the actions of the applicants themselves. Is also not due to a desire to increase the value or income potential of the property. I do not believe that the variance will be injurious to the use and enjoyment of others in the vicinity. We do not have any opposition on the record, and no one here today to speak in opposition. And also, the applicants have posited that they have taken steps to be proactive and perhaps lease some off-site spaces to make sure that employees or clients or visitors to this location will have parking in the area. It's also an industrial area, so I do not think that off-street parking is something that residents are going to be hammering about. The variance is in harmony with the purpose and intent of the city code. There's no applicable urban renewal plan. It's in harmony with the city's comprehensive master plan. It's not in the CHAP district. And I have not found any other reasons why this variance would be detrimental to or endanger the health, safety, or welfare. And so for those reasons, I am a yes to the parking variance.
Also a yes.
I'm a yes.
And I'm a yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Sure. What's the mock-up lab?
The mock-up lab is an area where they do woodworking. So it's a staging area where they could show finished pieces. And when they have clients coming through to check out the pieces, also prospective clients, it's a nice way to display what they do,
Makes sense.
right? Sell some
A lot of our
millwork.
a lot of our clients require that we show them a mock-up of what we're doing. So it gives us a chance to show and provide that opportunity for our clients. And currently, we can't do that. We don't have the room. Now this will
Nice.
give us the room.
Well, no, you got the room. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
for coming
you.
today. Now calling our next case. Appeal 25-155, 1517 East North Avenue. Nicole Battle, Harford House Limited Partnership is the appellant. The proposal is to construct a 2-story infill addition and to use as a multifamily dwelling consisting of 33 dwelling units. First, I ask that you stand and be sworn if you plan to speak today.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Which one of you is Miss Battle?
I'm Nicole, Nichole, last name Battle.
Great, thank you. And your name?
My name is Tamir Morris, last name Morris.
Great, thank you. Mr. Chair?
Thank you. Next, we'll hear from planning and staff.
Okay, so this is a request to use 1517 East North Avenue as 33 dwelling units, requiring variances to balkan yard standards. Starting with the yard standards, this project proposes an addition which will extend out over that existing first floor of the structure. So the footprint of the building will remain unchanged, but since the second and third floors are being extended to the lot line, the variances for corner side yard are required. 10 feet is the requirement, 0 feet are proposed. And in the rear yard, it'll also extend to the lot line, again, keeping the existing footprint of the building. So 10 feet required there, and 0 feet are proposed. So in addition to that, there's also a lot area variance. It is in an OR1 zoning district, so 550 square feet per dwelling unit are required. The lot contains about 6,000 square feet. and 11,875 square feet are required, which is about a 66% variance. This is obviously a much more substantial variance than planning would typically support. However, there's a few things I'll highlight here. First is that a almost identical appeal was approved in 2021 under case number 2021-061, but construction was just not started in time. And it expired. The use is currently a rooming house with 26 units, which was purchased from the city with the intention to provide housing for individuals transitioning out of homelessness, but it is permanent housing. So it does count as a multifamily dwelling with the new use. And the applicant has stated part of the program they want to provide is to allow residents to have their own space, which is why that significant number of units is required, as opposed to having 17 two-bedroom units or something along that line. This will be 33 one-bedrooms. So it's only a true density increase over what's existing in the rooming house of 7 individuals. They currently have 26 people there. And just to note that in this district, rooming houses have no minimum lot area requirement. So in theory, they could add, as far as zoning is concerned, many more people if it was kept as a rooming house. But changing it to a multifamily dwelling, as I'll explain, will again help to accomplish providing individuals with their own private space. We also note 2 letters of support from local community groups. So with that, planning recommends approval of the 3 variances.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, before we get started, we had some additional letters of support come in from residents last night.
Thank you. Well, tell us about your application.
Good afternoon. My name is Tamia Morris. I am counsel on behalf of Getco. As noted, we are requesting 4 variances: a lot area variance, parking variance, a corner side setback variance, and a rear yard variance, as well as a change in use from a rooming house with a community city to 33 multiple family dwelling units. As noted, Harford House has been a pillar in this community since 1991 when it was acquired by Getco at the request of the city. And the current variances are requested just to expand the units and make necessary updates, including adding handicap accessibility. To my right, I have Nicole Battle, who's the current CEO of Getco, and she will provide some additional background on the project.
Sure. Good afternoon. Harford House has been providing housing for men who have experienced homelessness for over 30 years. There was a nonprofit that was the first developer and operator who closed their doors, and at the request of the city and also at that time the tax credit investor, Getco was asked to take over ownership of the property. So for over the last 20-some years, we have been providing supportive services, which is part of our mission as an organization, to provide housing for people who have experienced homelessness, as well as supportive services with that. We have been the owner, and less than almost 3 years now, we have created a management company so that we can manage the property ourselves. It is currently set up, if you've ever been in it, in the property. There were 3 row homes that were converted into 26 single-room occupancy units. What that essentially means is at that time, we had, when you go into each building, there is a step or 2 to get to the other floor in the other building. The residents share kitchens, bathrooms, and common areas. The units themselves only include a space for the person to sleep, as well as a closet, and we also have a refrigerator and a desk, as well as other furniture. What we are proposing is really for our residents to have their own bathroom, their own kitchenette, They will also have, the same furnishings. We'll probably have more built-in so that there's much more space, which will allow them, as men are transitioning from homelessness, to really have their own place or sense of place when they move in. We are, as was shared, adding to the back of the building, and I know that you guys have actual drawings, so I can direct you to the proposed design, which is A101 and 102, which shows you what the property will look like once those units are built. And then drawings A201 and A202 actually shows what the elevation change will be once we're able to build up on the top of the back of the property that's right along the alley. I'm very excited about this project. It is something that I have been working on before I became a CEO of GEDCO. I used to be in charge of real estate development in 2006 through 8, and just seeing the needs of this property and just what we've been experiencing has been very costly in just maintaining it, just because of how it was originally rehabbed. Having the opportunity to really do a gut rehab and make this property accessible, more green, more efficient, and not only its operations, but just in how it looks, is really just exciting. The reason we had to request an extension or apply for another zoning variance is because we've been trying to secure money. We were close. It was right around 2001. Construction prices were crazy. What we had budgeted for construction ended up being double that when we received our bids. Since then, the project went from roughly $3 million to over $7 million. And so we've been securing the resources. We're just about there. We hope to have all of our funding in hand by summer, but it's going to be a beautiful project once it's done. The men that we serve have always been involved in the community, whether they were part of the actual community association or they participate in the churches, the different activities within the various community association or the community association would have in Oliver. No one really even knows we're there. Our men are very respectful. They're just trying to address their needs, which is what we do. It is permanent housing, it's not transitional. When we were started as an organization in 1991, our leaders believed that if you're able to achieve your goals, the last thing we want people to worry about is where they're going to live once they've done that. And I guess that's all I have to say about the property.
Any other questions?
I did have a question. The addition, just in that aerial view that we were looking at originally, is the intent for the addition to go back up to the home on Dallas Street? Or is the addition is being built upon what's already that existing addition?
It's just building upon the existing. So right now, where Dallas Street, that area between those homes, that's an alley. That will remain. We're just building up. So where you see the, the solar panels, we're building above that. And where you see that one floor, where the top of the building, like if you go up a little bit, we're just going to be flush. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So I have one question, and maybe Mr. Williams can answer this one. Is this considered a conversion?
No, because it'll only be, that would be single family to, not single family, but the existing use is, I guess,
Rooming house.
Rooming house, so, okay, rooming to multifamily is not. Thank you.
Any other questions? So we had 3 variances and a conditional use. Do I have that correct?
4 variances.
4 variances, including height.
Technically, the height would be.
It's a conditional use standard?
Conditional use, because it's on, now, the paper version of the code is in front of Mr. Clark. It's because of the facing the street in the C1 district. I should have gotten this right before.
In C1
Anything
districts.
over the 40 foot, up to 60 feet requires conditional use approval in the OR1 district. So.
Okay, so we'll start with the conditional, with the height variances that use the conditional use standard. After hearing today's testimony about this wonderful project and reviewing the materials in the application, I believe that approving a height variance at this location will not lead to any adverse effects that would go above and beyond what we expect of a height variance at anywhere else within the zoning district. And for those reasons, I'm a yes for the height variance.
Yes, for the height variance.
Yes, for the variance.
Also a yes for the height variance.
Say it again.
Awesome.
Also a yes for the height variance.
Okay. And we have 3 variances related to insufficient lot area, rear yard, and corner side yard. And so I'm going to consider, I believe that I want to talk about the exceptional circumstances, the uniqueness of the property. And I would like to think that the properties that make this unique would be the same for each variance. And so I want us to see if we can do each variance at once. This is a property that has been used since 1991 as a rooming house that currently has, I believe, 26 gentlemen living there. That of itself is sort of an exceptional circumstance or a unique characteristic of the property when compared to other properties within the zoning district in Oliver. Many of them are either single-family homes or low-density multifamily homes. To have a 26, a property that's been historically approved for nearly over 30 years at this point as a rooming house for 26 individuals, to me, and has been configured in a way that is conducive for supporting 26 individuals, is something that make this property peculiarly unique or an exceptional circumstance compared to other properties within the zoning district. Is that something that we all feel comfortable with?
Yeah, and then I think just adding that it's technically 3 row houses
3 row homes,
that have
yes.
been converted into one property.
And over the years, because, this property has received lot consolidations and conversions, it is an abnormally large property compared to others within the zoning district. And so this property, it does not have a space for a corner side yard or a rear side yard to be placed on it, or it will require, significant demolition to the property, which we do not believe is reasonable. And because of that, it's pretty much, there cannot be any new lot area created for the property. It's a uniquely situated property. These unique characteristics are not sort of caused by the applicant. The practical difficulty that arises from is caused completely by the code's requirements to have a 10-foot rear yard setback, a 10-foot corner side yard setback, and 17,875 square feet of lot area. It's not caused by the applicant themselves, who have been operating this property for over 30 years. In many of the same ways, it's not, the purpose of the variance is not based exclusively on a desire to increase the value or income potential of the property. It's owned by, I believe, a nonprofit entity. And so the profit motive is not on the board here. Uh, The variance will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity or area. In fact, I believe that this investment in this property will be great for the Oliver neighborhood. The variance is in harmony with the purpose and intent of the city code and the city's comprehensive master plan, which is to find ways, which has among many of the tenants find ways to put unhoused individuals in permanent homes. This is not located in a chat district or in an urban renewal plan area. The variance will not be otherwise detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, or welfare. In fact, it's going to be a really good public good for the city. And so for those reasons, I am a yes to the corner side yard, rear yard, and lot area variances.
Yes to all.
I'm yes to all.
I'm yes to all.
And I'm also a yes to all.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Now I'm calling case appeal 25-158, 4710 Pennington Avenue. Amanda Memo is the appellant. The proposal is to build an 8-foot privacy fence in the corner side and rear yards of the property. We'll ask that you stand and be sworn.
Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess we can give names now.
Yes, sure. So I am Allison Guy, ALISONGUY.
I'm Rebecca Cook, REBEKAHKUK.
Okay.
Any comments from planning and staff?
And from staff, we've received no letters of opposition or support on this, and then just drawing your attention to sort of another similarly as the other fence case where the orientation is unusual or maybe peculiar, that the rear yard is sort of really the front yard of the other
Covered by
cases,
trees,
under the
yeah.
trees, and so, well, I'll let the applicant.
Oh, yeah, tell us about your
explain their
project.
rationale.
Yeah. Hi, thank you so much. My name is Allison Guy. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Drink at the Well. We're a nonprofit. I do have a notarized letter from Amanda Memo saying that I can speak on her behalf as she's the applicant. I don't know if you would like to see this or not. This is Rebecca Cook. She is the Director of Programs. We are a nonprofit organization located in Curtis Bay, and we serve women survivors of trauma, and we do life development as well as workforce development. If you've ever heard of Hunt's Honey, we're in Whole Foods across the state and many other places. And so we equip women survivors. So essentially these are women coming out of situations such as trafficking, addiction, abuse, generational poverty, and many other things. Part of our programming is we provide free childcare for the women, as we know that that's a huge barrier for them to be able to receive our services. We have we are both social workers, and we have several social workers on staff. And so part of our mission is to provide free childcare, and we are working on getting a license to become a licensed childcare facility in the future. So we are asking for a variance for a 2-foot increase to put up a fence in the back so that it is a safe place for our children to play. The reason that we are requesting that is based on the unique layout. Our backyard, which you can see right here, it connects an alleyway to a main street. So that's kind of our alleyway, and the main street is Church Street. So pedestrians often cut through the back of our property. You can see the concrete wall. There's a stairwell, and we have had problems almost every single day of people taking residence in the stairwell. They have gone as far as to hang pictures, put mattresses down there, lots of different things. And so we don't believe that a 6-foot fence would be enough of a deterrent. We want this to be a safe place where we can put a play set for kids. We are constantly picking up trash every single day, and because of the neighborhood that we're in, we are in a residential community. There is a lot of drug use, and so we are constantly picking up needles, broken glass, debris every single day. We have a maintenance person that is dedicated to that, and yet every single day we come out and it's a dangerous situation for the kids. We want the kids to be able to be outside, to be able to have fresh air, and to be able to play in a safe place. And so that's why we are requesting it. And we believe that it supports public safety and the welfare of the children and the women that we are serving. We do have letters of support from community members that I believe were submitted online. Hopefully they got there, as well as pictures of just our everyday picking up of trash and needles and other dangerous things.
I'm sorry, I guess I didn't, or the staff didn't flag those letters of support, so maybe you can tell the board or verbally put on the record what letters you have in the system.
Sure, yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't print them out. So we had a letter from all of our staff members, as well as different community members that live in the neighborhood. They are women that attend our programming, and they are all in support of us putting up this fence. It will be it's not a privacy fence. It's a see-through fence. It will just be black.
Chain link.
Not chain link.
Iron.
Yes, iron. And since we're in a residential neighborhood, there's trash cans. People can climb up on it. We're essentially just trying to make it a little bit more difficult for people to get over. If someone wants to get over, they probably will, but this will be more of a deterrent. We also border another residential home that has a fence, and so that would allow the person to be able to step on their fence to then climb over our fence. So our fence, we would like it to be higher for the safety of the children. And we plan to purchase this building. Right now we're renting, but we have all of the funds. And this month, January of 2026, Drink at the Well nonprofit will be purchasing this whole facility. So we have been there and plan to be there long term.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. I think we have everything. After hearing today's testimony, reviewing the application, I do find that the physical characteristics and layout of the lot and the improvements upon a lot are unique, especially when compared to neighboring properties. This property has a significant ingress and egress through the property from the front to the rear, which is a characteristic that many other properties do not share. Is also a larger commercial building within a really intense residential neighborhood. And so because of that, the zoning code's requirement that trying to figure out which variance we're looking at here.
Well, I believe it'd be a corner side yard, which would require the 4.5 feet on what's facing, I think this is Church Street.
Yeah.
And then the rear, which adjacent to that property on the top of the hill, would be the rear, which would be 6 feet. So, but basically, you're 8 feet across the board, but there'd be two different variances technically, but the same rationale I think would hold.
Yeah. These unique characteristics of the property create a practical difficulty with complying with the zoning code's requirements for corner side yard and rear side yards. Particularly, they will not allow for the erection of a privacy fence of adequate usefulness. Be- this practical difficulty is not caused by the applicant themselves, but is entirely imposed upon them by the zoning code. The purpose of the variance is not based exclusively on a desire to increase the income potential or value of the property. In fact, it's owned by a nonprofit to be used for non-income producing purposes.
Correct.
The variance will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity or substantially diminish or impair property values in the neighborhood. I think that a privacy fence that could help improve the safety of not only the applicant's property, but will also help improve the safety of neighboring properties as well. The variance is in harmony with the intent of the city code and the city's comprehensive master plan, and is not located in the urban renewal plan area or in the CHAP district. The variance will not in any other way be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, or welfare. So I am a yes for the corner side yard and rear side yard variances requested.
Thank you.
Also a yes. Also a yes.
I vote yes.
I'm also yes.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Now calling today's winner. Appeal 25-178, 231 East Baltimore Street. Zingju Liu is the appellant. The proposal is to build a rooming house, 182 units in downtown's The American Building. First, I'll ask that you stand to be sworn, and if anybody else will be speaking in support of your application, I'll also ask that they also stand and be sworn.
Do you swear, can you raise your hand? Do you swear or affirm under the penalty of perjury that the answers that you give and the statements that you make will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You will be primarily speaking,
Yes.
and you are.
My name is Jane.
Is it the Xingjiao Liu?
That's him.
She will speak.
Yeah.
She will speak.
My name is Jane, spelled J-I-N-G.
Is there a last name or?
Yes, last name spells T-I-A-N.
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 Okay. Is there anyone here today to speak in opposition? No? Next, we'll hear from planning and staff.
So 231 East Baltimore Street is a request, a conditional use request for 182 unit rooming house. There is no lot area requirement for that, so there are no required variances. The applicant has worked pretty extensively with planning on the use and layout of the building, as well as correcting some existing violations. So we appreciate that. We were made aware of some community concerns just regarding the use of the building. So especially given that it'll be above an existing liquor store on the ground floor. But with that, planning recommends approval of the appeal with what might be a redundant condition that the operator take reasonable measures to prevent illegal loitering and maintain a safe environment outside the property.
Tell us about your application today.
So my name is Jane. This is my father-in-law, Xing Liu. We are a family-owned small business. We have more than 10 years working with renting rooms separately to individuals, especially singles. So we have that experience, and we just purchased this property in September last year. It was vacant, and we think for us, it would be best for us to turn that into a rooming house, and that way we can provide the best opportunity for low-income individuals and like affordable housing opportunities, and just bring more people to downtown and just increase our business. That's all. The floor plan is basically the same from the second floor to all the way to the top, 14th floor. Each floor will have a 3 4-bedroom units and 1 2-bedroom unit. We will rent them all individual rooms separately, and the people share common areas in each unit.
Tell us a bit about security and plan for the property.
So for security, we will definitely install cameras on each floor, at least 2 on the hallway. And then we will have control access to the building. We will have lighting, and we will have also camera outside of the premise all around the building. And for the liquor store concern, we understand the liquor store is part of our property, and the liquor store has a guard on site. We will work with them closely to make sure we have a big plan or a good plan to have a security covered.
You will have a security guard?
We're not sure yet.
The planning department has recommended that you have a security guard. That be a condition of our approval to the property, due to the, sort of the intense density added to this particular location.
Just want to clarify, Mr. Chair, I think that, the notes were before planning's final version of their memo, so I don't know. I didn't put the written copy.
Yes, sorry, just a note after I ran this through planning leadership, our recommendation, of course, the board's free to make their conditions, but our official recommendation is just that the operator take reasonable measures to prevent loitering and maintain security. So we didn't specifically recommend that it be a security guard.
So the key is that we make sure that's safe. So improves security, that's number one. But there are different types of measures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other question?
Yes. What is the intent for the upper levels of the building?
Make sure your microphone's on.
Upper levels?
Yeah, it looks like
first floor.
Is it only this portion?
No, second to the 15.
Okay, so the entire building is the rooming?
The entire building, yeah, from second floor to all the way to the top.
Yeah, from the second floor all the way to the 14th floor. But the first floor is not good for people to live on the first floor. We continue the commercial renting. So the liquor store is there. There was a edible company over there. Now they left. We are looking for a new tenant. That's another project. We will remodelize it, renovation, and fit with the need of the new client, new tenant.
Okay, thank you.
Can you describe for the board, do you own other properties and manage other, you said you're a small business, do you manage other properties in the area or around the country?
We have a few properties in Montgomery County, Maryland.
And are they residential? Are they similarly set up as rooming houses?
No. Oh, we own single family houses, but we rent them separately. We rent each room separately. So basically, operating them on a
as rooming houses
basis. But yeah.
And what is the largest one that you currently operate?
The largest one, it's basically.
Basically, we rent to 5 people separately with one room, just one person. Not for a family, not for a couple.
Yeah, like a dormitory
Just
style.
for
I understand the
for
concept.
single.
Yeah.
So we bought this house is not for sale. We own it and rent it. The major concern when we bought this building, it's not very expensive, it's cheap. We bought it through auction. When we got it, we think about how we use it. Original plan is a hotel, But if we build a hotel, spend about $10 million, we don't have the money. So nobody live there. The hotel occupancy rate is so low. And half the office, that's why they sold it. So we consider, the major challenge for us is demand. If there are people there, if we can bring people, that's good for the city. That's good for the owner also. because we don't want to spend money and nobody demanded, nobody wanted. Okay, the key thing is that if we make it cheap, make it more affordable, that would be beneficial for everybody. Yeah, how to make it cheap, that's a key strategy. We rent by rooms. Another thing is that by room, 80% of the homeless people in the United States, they are singles, they are not families. So we are not charity, we don't have a lot of money to offer free accommodation, but you think about the people whose income is only between 1,000 and 1,500, 1,000. So they cannot afford even one-bedroom apartment here in Baltimore. At least you should pay 1,500. So they need to eat, right? So we capture this part of the population. Okay, we offer affordable housing. So in terms of social welfare, we prevent homeless people, and also we can sell the rent, sell the room to the renters. I think that's a good idea.
If I may, sorry, so as a conditional use approval, the board has to make a finding that there won't be adverse impact based on the operation here. And so given your limited experience with a large building, do you have a plan of a property manager? Can you talk about how you'll make sure this would be a good operation and won't have a bad impact on the downtown, like 2 blocks from here?
We thought about that, the negative impact. So usually the major concern for the room house is that you increase the pressure to the public school. That's number one. Here we don't have children, so public school is not a concern. And then noise. The noise basically from you have too many cars. You have too many cars, you have parking. But this building, historically, there's zero parking. There's zero parking. But there are 2 parking lots, just very close to the building. So another thing is that we try to capture the population. Probably most of them, maybe 95% of them, don't use cars. They use bicycles. They use food. So that's also increase. It's called food traffic in that area. That's another public benefit of this project.
Also, to answer a question about experience, my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they have purchased more than 20 properties in Montgomery County. 5 people live in a single-family house, but we do have a few properties that have variance that would add additional, like, what's that, additional apartment?
Additional rooms.
Yeah, like we have the most people we rent are like 12 rooms in a single family house, and they live happily together together.
12 is a lot less than 181.
Yeah.
82.
Yes, that
this
is less
is
than
magnitudes
Yeah.
a difference, and it
That
requires
is
a
the
much
difference.
different management structure.
What is your plan to collect the rent?
Collect the rent?
Yeah, what sort of leasing structure do you cut up? Like, who answers the phone if tenants have questions? Sort of like who's managing
We
the
will
property?
definitely hire property manager and contractor and maintenance people, like the trash collection. We will definitely consider all the utility coverage for the building.
Okay, so you're gonna hire a property
Yeah, we will
manager.
hire people.
Yes, a building like this, we need.
Yeah, there's no
we
way
need
for us to
someone
do it
with,
ourselves. Yeah.
with experience more than we do.
Yeah.
I'm old.
We even considered hiring a safety guard when that became a conditional use approval condition. But now that it's lifted, we might still do that, but that is a later discuss. We're still at the the building phrase. like what's the best way to build it is our focus right now.
I'm sorry, this is the board's decision, so I apologize for intruding. Would you agree to a condition about having a manager? So I think the question I have, maybe the board would have, is that if it's all single units and there's dispute between residents,
Oh,
and no one's on, will there be someone on site 24/7 or if only during working hours? So if you'd agree to a condition that someone would be there, not necessarily security, but a manager
yeah, for sure.
24/7.
Yeah.
A major issue is this sort of dorm style living. Like downtown has been one of the city's fastest growing residential neighborhoods, and there are plenty of opportunities to convert underutilized buildings in the downtown area. The dorm style living experience is not common in the city. It's not something that we see a lot, especially not in downtown. So the reason why we're asking a lot of these questions is because we want to make sure that there's competent management of the project. The particular location that it's going, because it's a conditional use. The standard is we have to look at how this use will impact the location where it's at. It's in a location that has lots of foot traffic a day and a night. And so we're really trying to worry about that is that not only are the residents secure, but also that the property is managed in a way that is going to sort of not bring about sort of unintended consequences that is going to lead to sort of, a planning failure, so to speak, within the city. So that's what we're really trying to suss out is what conditions might we have to impose on this approval to just make sure that the project is just is successful.
Yeah, we will screen every single tenant very carefully, and we do have housing rules for our existing rental properties to make sure people are work with each other to reduce conflicts. And we've been pretty successful in that area, so we're pretty confident about managing renters as a whole.
Let me ask, as far as security is concerned, have you contacted the police department? I mean, they usually have a system where you can tie in for security reasons with them for incidences that occur at your building.
Yeah.
Have you talked with the police department?
So we just bought this building about several months ago in September. There are a lot of things to do, the elevator things, the electric, the sprinkler system, and everything. We have to work on the plan. So in terms of security, we did see some problems. Some people pee and poo in front of my door, and the next day we find a lot of dirty things in the plastic bag thrown away on my door. So that sort of thing. It's ugly, but it's not necessarily unsafe. So we are not very much negative. Yes, a very good suggestion. We didn't, but we will contact police department.
I think that would be advantageous to you.
Yeah, that's very,
Because they may be able to offer you options for 182 people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they've been patrolling the area for 18 people.
Right,
Okay.
of course. And also depends on the profile of the tenants. But there's a trade-off. If the rent is too high, you hire higher income people, so it's safer. But low income people maybe less safer. But that's the purpose we offer affordable housing. So we understand that. We will take action.
Yeah, we will work with police department.
Okay.
So I have a couple of questions for you. The plans that are in your application, are they proposed plans?
They are preliminary plans.
Okay.
We are currently working on enlarging the rooms a little bit more but there will be just that number of rooms per floor.
Okay. And what is the existing, maybe you had mentioned this, but maybe I missed it. What is the existing condition of the building and the use? I'm trying to understand what's currently proposed there and what it's and how it's changing to this proposed plan.
Sure.
Let me answer this
Oh,
question.
okay.
Yeah, currently it's office. So the condition of office actually is very good. It's very good. You know, the from 7th, 8th floor, 9th floor, 10th floor, they are pretty new. They just remodeled, like,
So
they
this is
just
a-
renovated. It's pretty
Okay,
new.
so you've answered my question. This is a full rehab, full gut renovation.
Yeah, it's
of the
full.
entire
It's
building.
going to be full. Yeah, from second floor all the way to the top.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Can you speak a little more about the profile of the tenant you're looking for? Like, are you looking for this to be, and that ties to like your funding source, are you looking for this to be like a certain income restriction, or could you speak to a little bit more about the type of tenants that you guys are targeting?
So we have some plan, but we are not sure how we select the tenant. But preliminary, you know, the target population, you know, if their income sometimes between 1,000 and 2,000, this area. But we rarely check their credit and their income. We just meet and talk, and then we previously we don't even have a formal application process. We just talk, and then, you know, we sign the lease. So 90% of them, they are very well. They can sustain over there. So the lease term, we try to have them long term. If they say they'll stay for 3 months, it's fine. So the lease term is also flexible. Okay, some people sign 6 months and stay here, and many of them have been there for 6 years. They don't go; they just live there. So did I answer your questions? Sorry.
Can I add a couple? So the target residents for us right now would be people working in downtown Baltimore, or plus students, because we have a shuttle nearby. So that is the two most population that we're trying to grab at this moment.
Okay.
How would it work to put a condition on property management? Can we just?
I'm writing it down now.
All right.
What does it sound like?
Yeah.
Sorry, what you said?
Third?
Competent third-party manager, and hire a competent.
What about, I don't know if it's such a thing as a certified or licensed property management company?
Or able to demonstrate experience doing 181.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. Yeah.
I have a question about that. So currently, we serve as a manager, and we have a manager help me. So that's part of our team. You said a competent third-party manager, but there are always trade-off. So anything to increase cost will increase the rent. You know, all these things add up together. We have to have a sprinkler system.
Yeah.
We have to have fire alarm. But basically, in the city, probably you don't require sprinkler system, but we install sprinkler system for fire protection. And also there is a specific floor we have to consider, and also because this historical building, there are specific requirements that really increase the cost. So as owner and also as the manager, I have to think about the cost to make sure we can provide something that's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. So the reason why we're honing in on third-party management, granted, we acknowledge that you have experience in rooming houses, and owning and renting rooming houses in the past. It seems that your experience is much more akin to residential property management of a low density nature. This project is commercial in nature, and so I mean it would require the experience of a commercial property management company has had experience with maybe university or university or dorm style living, or with multifamily properties, um, um, because that's what we've been seeing. The intensity and density that we've seen just lends to it needs more of an intense property management. If that raises your costs and then raises potential rents of potential residents, that is that's part of the game. So we can't really, affordability isn't one of our mandates. Our mandates is making sure that we are not approving a use that could have negative effects that go above and beyond what is usually expected in the location. And in this location, whether it's an office building or multifamily building, competent, experienced commercial property management is the norm everywhere.
I would also add that I'd be really curious to, it seems like you guys are very early in on this process. I'd be really curious to see like how their capital stack and their sources and what the final count of room, if 182 really is going to be
The number.
the number. And so I'd be I think it's kind of early, but this isn't a residential area, but are there any, letters of support or any organizations that you've kind of communicated these plans to that are in support of this project?
Not yet. But the reason we're applying for this zoning conversion so we can have a better vision on drawing plans for our architecture in terms how the HVAC runs and how like this all the code must compliance with rooming code. So that's why we apply this early so we can do the architecture work based on this decision.
It's like chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for reference.
And another thing I want to add is there will only be less than 182 rooms because as you can see from the second floor to the seventh floor, part of the building or one side of the building is adjacent to the neighbor, which doesn't have a window. And those rooms cannot be treated as bedrooms, and we understand that. The reason we're doing this floor plan just for a demonstration. The final version will be less than 182.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I think we might be a little premature then. If you're not sure what the head count will be, what the configuration of the floor plans will be, or what property management will be, that is a really big question mark for me at least. And so I wonder, how long do you guys think you will need to be able to give us some answers to those questions?
So it's pretty much soon. We have actually we sent you the first version. Now we already have the second version. We work with the architect to work on it. So we designed the apartment. So with the same sort of a floor plan. So if you see one floor, you will see all the floors.
Okay.
So very soon. Well, I can send to you this afternoon, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Pretty much decided. The only thing is the MEP. MEP. Once the floor plan decided, we have the engineer to work on the MEP.
Okay.
Let me ask this question. You say you bought in September of last year, you bought the building. Has the
Yes.
title changed?
Huh?
Title change.
Already
Who's
changed.
the new owner of the building? What, is it under a LLC of some sort or a corporation?
It's a family trust.
And what's the name of it?
Yanchen Trust.
Yanchen Trust.
Yanchen Trust.
Yanchen Trust.
Spell it for me, please.
Yeah. YANCHEN. Yanchen Trust.
Yanchen Trust, okay.
Yeah. Yanchen means lucky.
Oh, I need some of that. I didn't hit the holiday raffle.
I love that.
I didn't hit the holiday raffle. I had a ticket.
Good luck trust.
Okay.
Well, I was going to suggest for the board, well, because the floor plans that are approved, if the board were to approve this today, these are the plans that need to be accepted. And so if there's going to be a change, which now you've raised the point that there would have to be, that given the bedrooms on the floors that have shared wall, a party wall that won't allow windows, this floor plan can't be approved. Yeah, I would think you would have to come back
Yeah.
at some point with the floor plan you'd need to have approved. I mean, I guess the board could approve, but you've already admitted that this plan can't be approved given the windows situation.
So, I'm gonna offer you a postponement, because the application that we have before us, I mean, you've admitted that the floor plan is not the final floor plan. And it seems, I won't speak for all colleagues, but it seems that we might want a little bit more information about, the operation, the plans for the operation, of the property, which conditional use is really intensely focused on operations and of the land use decision we make. We have to make sure that won't cause any negative effects that could hurt the neighborhood essentially.
Yeah, so to clarify, if you choose to take the postponement, the main things that we would want to see are the final floor plans, not just a concept, and then a property management plan. So how you actually plan to run the business of the building. So it sounds like you're still in the process of figuring that out. Normally when we see people come with larger real estate projects like this, they've already answered those questions, they've figured that out, and they can bring that information to us. So we just need more information.
And it sounded like and then, well, I won't speak for Ms. Hargrave, you can correct me if I'm overstating, but I think the concern she raised, which is something I thought of too, is if your plan is to have affordable housing only, so to have Section 8 or affordable housing choice voucher tenants or housing choice voucher funding, that's information that would be useful to know. Then do you have a property manager who's used to handling that sort of population in case there are disputes between tenants, even if there's, now I'm realizing co-ed shared spaces for the bathrooms, for example. And so I think that's one of the questions they did want to have answered when you come back would be that capital plan, if it's going to be, if you don't know, you don't know, but if it's going to be something that might be affordable only, that would mean there might be some level of property management experience you'd want to have that can say they or have experience with those sorts of people who are lower income.
So in terms of the final floor plan, so there are several things. One is that the architect designed the floor plan, and then we agreed. That's one. Mm-hmm. Another is the final approved plan. That's going to take some time.
So you do not need to provide the board, we don't require like MEP plans, but you would want to have the layout of the rooms and the walls, bathrooms.
Yeah, basically, the newer plan is roughly the same. We just try to make the room bigger, make the common area a little bit smaller because there's going to be a rooming house. We want the roommate living in the room comfortable. So that's the concept.
Mm-hmm. And for the property management, I agree. We do have enough experience managing 182 tenants all at once, but we do have experience managing several units in a single property all the time. And to us, it's resolving conflicts among 4 people, not 182 people, right? And we agree we will hire a property manager to stay on site to just resolve, pick up phones or call maintenance people and collecting rents and do all the administrative stuff. But in terms of managing like tenants in a single unit, we believe we have that level of experience.
You know, you manage 150 people that spread everywhere. So that's much more difficult than you manage 150 in just one building. That's why we decided to, later on, we are going to downsize all others and we focus on this building.
The difference for me though is density. So I get you have experience managing, let's say, the number of tenants. The impact of the neighborhood, though, how you described it, let's say it's single family homes with like a yard and all of those sorts of things. So you may have a couple of those houses in an entire neighborhood. Many neighborhoods equal your 160 tenants. Is that a fair assessment? So the impact of the style of business that you're running is like diluted, like it's distributed, and so the impact of the business isn't felt by the surrounding neighbors the way having 150 tenants in one specific geographic location that has a different impact, right? So it's 150 people going in and out of the same door feels different than 6 people going out of one door and then the neighborhood over 6 people. So and it's a different type of business model because not only are you going to have to deal with 150, let's say, individual leases, but you're dealing with like the maintenance and the upkeep of a building that has multiple elevators and does have a lot of, I think, different safety requirements like sprinkler systems and all of those things that you wouldn't have in a single family home. So that's why your experience is not transferable to this property, and that's why I wouldn't feel comfortable voting on it and saying yes until I knew that there was a reputable, experienced property management company in place, not just how I would describe you as like a family company, a family business that's running rental properties, which is fine. This is just different. And so it's just going to require a different business model, I think, in order to make it not have a negative impact on the downtown area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Just to like make sure I connected the dots between your capital source.
Make sure you're
Just to make sure, so in addition to Justin's point about your capital source determining property management and experience and your type of individual that you're looking for, if you're deciding to go for, your LIHTC, not only do you need a property manager that can speak to affordable individuals and affordable housing experience, but your layouts and that could totally change based on your capital source. So just wanted to make sure that connection is made there.
Can you
Capital,
your funding. So like if you are deciding to say, okay, I want to do, maybe you've determined that, doing this market rate or for students, you may not, if you can't get a loan, a typical loan, and you may need tax credits or you may need to subsidize some level of your housing, that will change your floor plans because they have stipulations like Justin was mentioning. Like they may say, you can only, the width of your bedrooms have to be, 15 by 15. But those things come with your capital source. So just making sure that that's accounted for when the layouts are shown to us.
Yeah, we're making suggestions at this point that if I think you pursued any of them, including the police thing I mentioned to you, that you become more and more in tune as to what it takes to put it together. I mean, because everywhere you go, you'll get help. Everybody wants to see downtown thrive.
Yeah.
So if you take the time and effort, I don't see there's a problem in taking this building over and doing exactly what you want to do with it, but the right way. And that's all we're here for. Because what we do when we make these decisions is we set a precedent for the next guy that wants to buy a big one downtown and go through the hoops. And we're setting the hoops. So we have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, that's true. It's very supportive. Everywhere we go to the permit department. They're very supportive. Those zoning very, very supportive. They said it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing we do it.
Awesome. So we're going to offer you the postponement. And when you guys think that you have addressed the concerns raised today, please reach out to the office to set up another date to come before us today. Justin and his office, they'll be great with making sure that we find a date that we can get you guys back on as soon as possible. Do you guys have any problem with that?
I'm trying to figure out who got robbed.
Oh, we will take the postcard.
Okay, awesome.
I would just like to a little bit more detail about what exactly you're looking for.
The final plan, final floor plan, and a plan of property management.
Yes,
Property management?
that would go a long way to helping us make sure that we can get you guys over the hump.
You don't need actual contract. You just
No,
need us
we-
to draft. up.
If you have them, that would be great.
That's after maybe 2 years.
If you come and you say, we found this property management firm and we've entered into a contract, that goes a long way. If you say our plan is to, we've researched these companies and we're gonna hire somebody like this, that could potentially put you in a better spot. But I think that's for me, it's business operations at this point is the main sticking point. And then, of course, we can't say yes to something that's not the final floor plan.
So I think to help solidify that, it'd either be like an actual specific company, or, because they have to make conditions, it'd be like a company with 5 years' experience, or that already manages property downtown, or has similar experience with this type of layout. So one or the other. So if you don't have a specific company, then it'd be as much detail as possible that you're willing to live with as conditions.
The essential requirement of the.
And then one other, I think it was raised, or it was mentioned a little bit about stakeholders. There's the Downtown Partnership of Baltimore. I don't think the board is not requiring, but I think it'd be good to reach out to them.
Downtown Residents Association. Or
There's that too,
community.
actually. In fact, Mr. Walker, was that, did you state who reached out to you from stakeholders? Okay. Well, so there are two groups that have stakeholder ownership downtown. You don't have to reach out to them, but they might be helpful. It's the Downtown Partnership of Baltimore. And then there's also the Downtown Residents
Community Association. Something like that. Yeah. It's like two of them, but.
We have a lot of options in downtown Baltimore, and Washington DC.
I misspoke. So it is the City Center Residents Association.
City Center Resident, yeah.
So Downtown Partnership would probably be more authoritative because they have the business ownership. So probably if we can reach out to them.
And these are organizations that don't want the American building sitting vacant. They are interested in finding people who want to be creative to help us find ways to put these beautiful historic buildings back into productive
They may have
use.
fun, to that point, yeah, they may have.
They might have some money
funding
for you.
and
I don't know.
incentive funding, especially for the ground floor tenant spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah, just another was not related to this. It's a historical building. We work with the CHAP. So we have a set of budget to work on it. We have this floor plan. So the historical, the office is very supportive.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
I think, so we're gonna go with the postponement, but I think you guys have a very creative project. I look forward to seeing it evolve. And, And make sure you guys, when you guys have your, that next iteration, please reach out to Justin, and so we can come back and learn more about the changes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.